Hello everyone, and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode, I guess this is 149 now. Let's check. Yeah, it's 149. Today is Sunday, September 18th, 2016, and I'm glad you could join me today. I guess next episode will be 150. Craziness. So there's no drink this week. It's 88 up here, so I sort of wish I had something, but whatever. The mosquitoes are out right now, so otherwise it would have been maybe a little bit nicer to record outside, but such is life. So, what I'm actually working on right now is the Captain America socks. I ended up leaving the first sock downstairs, but we can imagine, I'm sure. So this is where I am right now. So actually that seems to be coming out a little bit more contrasty than it is in real life, interestingly. So I am a little bit further down on the leg. Will that be not quite 6 inches yet? That's the nice thing about having needles of a fixed length. And I don't remember how, I think I made it 7 inches before starting the other. That's why I have the other one in the bag normally, so that I can gauge where I am exactly. But definitely making progress. Should probably pay a little bit closer attention now that I'm further along. These are not going to be matchy socks, because, would it be? The striping sequence is matched between them, but I'm knitting this one with the backwards striping sequence. For whatever reason, I don't know. So as a result, they're going to be similar but different, and that probably won't be the end of the world since they are pretty simple socks to begin with. So definitely have tons of yarn, and you can see the reds and blues and all the fun stuff there. And I definitely have plenty of leftovers, so that shouldn't be a big deal. And then still quite a lot of the black. So I should be doing fine on these. I'm knitting these on my signature size zeros. And they're very fierce needles. It's surprisingly easy to stab oneself with the needles. So I have to be a little bit more careful than I would normally be when using them, because to like pack them up, because they stab through things and they stab through me, and so I just have to be a little bit more mindful when using them. The knitting with them is a joy. It's just when I am not knitting with them and transporting them from place to place that it becomes a little bit dicier. So I'm not sure what else there is to say about these socks. They've been my primary carry-around knitting, so whenever I can get a little row or two in, I do, just because my other project is too big. So my other project is the Delancey cardigan, and this pattern isn't really even a pattern, it's 3x2 ribbing. Nothing. I would say ribbing is my vanilla sock, so there's nothing too fancy there. But my other project is, in fact, too big, because it's in the sweater bag of doom, and you can see it's filling the sweater bag of doom. So I've reached a milestone of the sweater, which you can see right here. So I finished a right front. So, yay, right front. So, ta-da! This is the Delancey cardigan. Right now there's no yarn attached to this, so it's free to go wherever, but right front, couple of ends hanging out. I haven't woven those in yet, but I think it has you next go on to the back, but I might just go ahead and do the left front and then work the back as the last piece. Maybe I'll read the pattern a little bit and figure that out. But so I have this section done. I changed the called for decreases in the pattern because I wanted more of a V here and not like a low plunging V, so I moved it. So I started doing the neckline decreases much higher up. And the nice thing is that since this is stripes, it'll be easy to recreate my pattern of decreases, and then it ends up being like a it was pretty cool, the dismount. I could have switched colors, but I decided that it was just going to be easier to do this instead. So pretty good use of the hand spun so far. At this point, this ball is starting to get a bit squishy, and this ball hasn't been used yet. There's still plenty of this reddish color, and I have nice big balls still of the white. So yarn usage is looking pretty good right now, but I'm probably not at a halfway point yet. So that's the strange thing about the sweater, because while the fronts are smaller than the back because there's the collar edging sorts of things, but the back isn't all that deep at its shallowest, if that makes any sense. So in order to make this my size, I will, there we go. So there's a lot of filling in that needs to happen on the back. So there's that. But looks like in order to make the correct size thing, it's just a matter of filling in the stripes, so that shouldn't be a big deal. So fun so far. Seems like everything's going fairly well on it. But this only got worked. This only gets worked on at home, and if I'm home generally I'm spinning, so it's not even that, and then at night, so there's that. So coming along. It'll be fun to get the other front started and that sort of thing. And maybe I'll end up doing that tonight, I'm not sure, because there's so much spinning I want to do, you know what I mean? And it's sort of hard to move the wheel around and that sort of thing. So, to the spinning. So I'm recording a day late because I just wanted to show you what I've been cooking. Like quite literally cooking. So this is an example of Ginny. Now you guys, oh man, Ginny is from before I started podcasting, so I probably even haven't talked about Ginny, but when I was podcasting with Joy of Joy Smiles, we ended up going to a fiber festival together, and we ended up buying a fleece, of which most of it I kept, and I helped Joy wash the part she ended up keeping. But this is a Corriedale crossed with a Shetland BFL. So, half Corriedale, 1/4 BFL, 1/4 Shetland. And look at, so this is the fleece, and doesn't, like, look at that gorgeous crimp. It's crazy. Now, feeling it, what is it? There's just like a trace of stickiness, which is a little annoying, but perhaps comes from the way I was washing it. So it was the case where I guess I wasn't using hot enough water to really get all of the lanolin out, but I got most of it. It was the case where the water was coming out clear when I was washing it, so I got the lion's share of it out. But this is likely what I'm going to be combing next. Now, next is, combing next is different than spinning next, but but this will probably be in my bin next year. Let's just leave it at that. And what I wanted to show was the range of it. Which is, aha! So, I also, what was cool about this fleece was, once more, gorgeous crimp, but, like, this is no trick. There are white sections and gray sections to this fleece, so it's, and then you can see that the tips themselves are actually sort of this lighter sandy color, and they're sort of sandy colored on both. So this is a fleece from Psalm 23 Farms. It's they're out of Wisconsin, and they showed up at the what is it? The Greenwood Fiber Festival in Indiana. So this was shortly before relocating to Albuquerque for a spell. So the gray is a bit shorter, so maybe it would make sense to separate it out. I'm not sure. Definitely, what would it be? Some of these locks are actually fairly long. We're talking like 5 to 6 inches, but I think the gray ones are a little bit shorter. Or maybe they're the same length, I'm not sure. But the fleeces, it came from a sheep named Ginny. The only thing that now smells like fleece is, in fact, the tag it came with. But it had been sitting way too long, unwashed in my knitting room, so it was actually down in the very corner, and it was just time, you know what I mean? So I put on my big girl pants and finally finished washing it. So now I have several pounds of fleece hanging out in the open. I'll have to fix that fairly soon, but at this point it's probably safe to get it into plastic bags and have it be all ready for the combing step. And probably it'll be the case where I separate by color and then put together nests of the same color, I'm thinking. But I think I want to comb it, because that just seems cool to me. And maybe with the gray one, I would end up dyeing it, because gray makes for some really beautiful jewel tones. So there you go. So that's why I was recording late, because that was like 7 hours. Now, not all of it was slaving away washing the fleece, but it was every 20 minutes doing 10 minutes of work. So there's that. So we shall be seeing more of that. Now this is the Happy Hooves bat from Enchanted Wall. So this is my 5th spin the bin. And worth noting here, oops, disassembling all the things, worth noting here that I actually already finished a bobbin. So that was pretty cool. So already, in fact, finished a bobbin. So this is wool and nylon mix, and it has a sort of a midnight blue, a light blue, a green, and a purple, and none of those colors are coming through. None. There's purple in here, I swear. But yeah, that's night viewing. Like, put it against my shirt. I don't know, maybe you can see the purple then. This purple is turning out okay. Why can't that purple turn out okay? It's like the same purple as my shirt. So, so one bobbin done, which is one bat. Unit of bat is about this much fiber. So, and what I've been doing to spin it is actually stripping it. So this is a strip of the bat, and I'm spinning it worsted style from this strip. So trying to make it as the prep as worsted as possible while still being a woolen prep. And what is it? The crazy main thing is there is the short stuff in here. And I'm thinking probably because it's Ashland Bay fiber, and so it's maybe not as high a quality for whatever reason. I don't know. Or it was like, it doesn't seem like it was over processed, but there are definitely neps in it, which, like, if you're paying the premium for the bat, like, I'd rather just have it be an amazing spinning experience. So, that's that. I'm probably not going to go for this fire again. But it has been fun to spin. It's been really amusing whenever you hit a sparkle patch and just having lots of sparkle. It's not annoying sparkle, it's just sort of hilarious when it occurs. And I have a couple more of these strips left, of like probably 4 or 5 total strips left to spin on this one, and then I'll be starting the third. So, coming along. I don't even remember if I talked about, no, I had just barely started it last week, so will I be done with this in 2 weeks? I'm not sure. But I definitely have to pick up the pace in order to make spinning goals, so whatever. Because I still have quite a few things left in the bin. So, bin here. You see how it's at the top? Yeah, the bin is full. The bin wouldn't have fit in a unit at the beginning, but hey. And the fourth bin spin is still going slowly. So this is the Pigeon Earth Studio, and I actually haven't made progress on this, but I have been bringing it with me places in the hopes that I actually accomplish something. I don't even know where the end of this is. So obviously there's still quite a lot of fiber here. Let's figure out which end is the end I was spinning off of. This end doesn't look spun off of, so this must be the end. Shenanigans. So, unfortunately, unfortunately this hasn't been getting as much love. I did bring it with me to knitting and then ended up entirely working on the sweater, so I don't know if this is too many balls in the air, so some projects just aren't getting worked on because there are too many other projects to work on. I'm not sure, but it is pretty. It is a part of my bin. It has been a joy to spin so far, so it'd just be the case where it's definitely a lot more mobile than the wheel is, so I'll probably end up leaving the wheel at home for the foreseeable future and just continue to fill these guys. And I've been doing a pretty good job of packing it on, so that's been good. So it hasn't been forgotten, but I might need to be more creative about when I take it out, because it needs to move, and perhaps spindle projects weren't the right choice. But, oh well, what, because I started that in Germany, and so that was in July, and now we're well into September now, so whatever. So that is right there. So I am thinking about it, I'm bringing it with me, but I haven't been grabbing it. So such is life. Let's see. I will be going to Stitches, Texas next weekend. I was trying to put together plans with the knitting group, so we'll probably end up finalizing said plans. What would it be? Finalizing said plans the Friday before, but I will definitely be there in the afternoon on Saturday, so feel free to stop me if you see me wandering around. Thinking about stuff that is missing from my stash, one of the things is, and I hadn't even really thought deeply about this so I picked up a bat to spin for like core spinning purposes, but I didn't end up picking up any yarn to course spin a pawn. So I might be looking for like a cone of white lace and a cone of black lace. And that would be so that I can do all sorts of crazy course spinning things. And I don't know if there's anything else that I would need beyond that, but so that's definitely something that I don't have right now, and I think I could see myself using in the near future. Pretty happy on sweater quantities. Doesn't seem like there's going to be a very big fiber presence. I might end up going for some fiber if it's an animal I haven't spun before. Or something that would be like fun to blend. So that's sort of where I am right now. Is not really a whole lot that I'm looking for right now. Mostly it's just to meet with people and talk with people and just have like a nice vibrant day. So if you see me, stop me. We'll probably, what would it be? Generally, whatever. We make a pretty good day of it, but one of our members is nocturnal, so we have to be sensitive. It was like, you wouldn't ask your friend to wake up 4 hours before you normally would. Lately. Would that be like, would you wake up at 3:30 to go do this thing? So, and 7:30 I don't even wake up. It would be like waking up at like 2:30. You're like, so that is the story there. So we'll be going with friends. And whatever. I'm not really looking for a whole lot, so we could be surprised. Hey. Well, and that probably means that I'll be recording the next Sunday as well, because I'm guessing I won't be recording before Fiberfest, which would be the 25th. So, so I'll be at the Fiberfest, Stitches, Texas, and the DFW Fiberfest are in many ways a very similar event. But whatever, it's just sort of like, it's a fiber festival. It doesn't really matter how it comes out. So I'm not taking any classes. None of them were really turning my gears. As in, there were no spinning classes, and for the knitting stuff, I could figure that out on my own for YouTube. So whatever. Not worth paying money for something like that. But I will be there on the 24th, so I hope I run into people if possible. So, is there anything else? I don't think there was anything else. So, with that, guys, I hope you all have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week. So, take care, guys. Bye-bye.